Hey, everybody. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be today, whatever your work or school day has you doing. I hope you're having a wonderful week, and I hope that your week is a success. We'll feed our little buddy Dusty here real quick. I hope you're all having a wonderful day, wonderful week, wonderful whether you're starting your school day or your work day or you're finishing up your day at home tonight. I hope you have, or maybe you're watching the video in school or work, which is cool too. I hope you're all having a wonderful and safe week so far. Welcome to all the new subscribers to the new Galaxy Gamers channel, and welcome back to everybody else. As usual, as you all know, the disclaimers are in the description, so we do not need to go through that. And as usual, I want to thank you all for your comments, your ideas, your thoughts, all that good stuff. I enjoy interacting with you, and I enjoy responding to your comments, hearing your feedback, and all that. All right, so we got to finish up today planting our cornfield, so let's get right to it. We'll get that done, then we'll get the cornfield rolled and completed. And then we'll put some fertilizer on it on the field to make sure that it's all set and done. Now the rolling shouldn't take as long as the planting. So let's get right on it and we'll get ourselves going here, shall we? We'll run right up to the tractor. I could just hit my tab button and get into the vehicle that way, but it seems lame. So let's get right. We're gonna go right to it. As you can see, we've got most of the field planted. It's just this little piece up here that we need to do, and we shall do that real quick, right? Yeah. So let's grab our coffee and our donuts wherever from our favorite coffee shop, donut shop, and let's get right to it, shall we? Now let's see. Okay, yeah, it is planning. All right, cool. Wanted to be sure. So, a couple of quick updates for you all as well. As you know, we are coming up on the Christmas break for most people. And for those of you wondering if there's going to be any videos up and going on Christmas week, the plan is to do so. The plan is to have some videos up for you guys to watch during the Christmas break, and right up through New Year's, through the New Year's, so that way you guys have some videos. I know some of you don't. Yeah, I don't know what your plans are for the holidays. We might do a holiday stream for Christmas and maybe New Year's. I'll let you know my plan and my thinking for that, just so you guys are aware. And if you guys want to do that, that's something we can do. Be sure to let me know in the comments about that. Another quick update for people is the website for the new Galaxy Gamers channel is almost ready to go live. There are still a few things I have to do on the back end, but the front end stuff will be live pretty soon. So that is something that everybody should be glad to see. So that being said, yeah, the back end for the new Galaxy Gamers channel is coming right along as well, and there are a few things I still have to work out there, but we'll get that all worked out. And we'll let you know about that. So the website is coming and will be up soon. Be live soon. Let's see. Now there are, as I said, Probably what I'll do in the next few days is I will do a channel update video and what the plans for the channel are in 2024. And that video will be under the channel's public service playlist, so you guys can see that when it comes out. And yeah. But I feel like we're doing good. I feel like we're doing great. There's 42 subscribers so far, and I'm really glad to see that. I hope you guys enjoy the content. I do enjoy bringing the content to you. Enjoy hanging out with you guys, and I look forward to the live streams to be able to do a lot of that. My goal is to get back to live streaming this year in the new year, so I can't wait to be doing that too. All right. So as you can see, that's what we have left to do to the left of the tractor. We will definitely get this finished off in this episode, and then we'll get the rolling done. And yeah, we'll go from there. If my voice sounds a little off today, ladies and gentlemen, please don't worry. It happens to me sometimes, so. All right, so there is that. So yes, as I was saying about the videos over the holidays, my plan is to have videos for you guys for the holidays, and I will let you know I will let you know for sure. Probably in the next episode. If not, I will let you know in the episode after 2 weeks. But I'm pretty sure there's going to be videos for you guys. Maybe what we'll do instead of videos that week, maybe we'll do live stream. I don't know. See. If you guys want to do a live stream instead of videos for that week, we can do that. You guys can give me your thoughts and your ideas in the comments. So anyway, let's see, what else is new? See if there's any, while we're doing this, we can see if there's anything in our used vehicle sales that we might find of us. There is a car. Oh, that's not bad. That's a tractor we could do if we wanted to. Don't really need it. So I wonder, if you guys have seen any good shows over the course of the week? I enjoy watching some of the older shows when I'm not recording or working. It seems to, I don't know, I guess I like the older shows, but you know, shows from the time period I grew up in and things like that. So I'm a little old fashioned when it comes to that. There's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, well. Yeah, I really should cut that tree down. So we'll have our corn planted here in this episode, and that'll be able to get that growing. And it'll be good. And as I said, we are going to be moving to a new series soon for Farming Simulator. There are a couple of maps I'm just debating what we're gonna do and what map is going to be the map we're gonna use. But I should have that decision made soon too, maybe in the next few days. I have been playing on a map off camera that I do actually like for the most part, so we might play on that map. So let's see here. I think I got all the update channel, all the update news out to you. I think there might be something I'm missing. I don't think so though. Oh yeah. So anyway, the new map that we'll be playing on in the next Farm Sim series. Like I said, I've been playing on it off camera, and I've been enjoying that map a little bit. It'll allow us to build our own farm the way we want it, design it the way we want. So I thought that might be something cool to do. Um, it's a map similar to Alien Jim's No Man's Sky that he did for both Farm Sim 19, and he also ported that to Farm Sim 22. He's done a few others like it, like Comlands is another one. I think Alien Jim did. I could be wrong about that. But there's also another one that I like as well. So that's similar to that. So there are a couple in the running, and I just haven't decided which map it will be just yet. But the way I am picturing that series going is we are, and you know, I see a lot of people doing the cutting by log, you know, starting from $0 scratch, which is cool. We'll probably do that. But they're cutting down trees and everything for that, you know, and there's a lot of different content creators that do that. So I'm thinking thinking of another way to do it so that we're not just doing everything everybody else is doing. So that's what's taking a bit longer for us to start that series. So, but yeah, it's basically down to 2 maps right now that I'm thinking about. So, but I will let you know. And let's see here. It's always the planning. It's always the planning that actually takes the longest. Rolling actually won't take us all that long, and throwing the fertilizer down won't really take us that long either. But it's always the planting and the harvesting that take the longest, I think. Well, actually, plowing might too. Cultivation, really not so much. But yeah, I haven't actually timed it on a full field to see which takes longer, whether it's planting or harvesting or plowing or cultivating or rolling. I usually don't count, you know, like fertilizing, spreading lime, or cutting grass as, you know, as a function I would be curious about the timing of, just because that usually doesn't take all that long. Usually the planning that takes, it's usually the planning and the harvesting that take the longest. But the harvesting is more, if you're playing single player, the harvesting is more just because you gotta empty the combine into a trailer, and then take that, when that trailer's full, take that trailer and empty it at your grain silos, or take it to a sell point. That's what can take the longest in the harvesting right there. Not necessarily the actual harvest itself. But with planting, that can take some time just because you're doing it by the rows. And a lot of that also depends on the size of the planter too. So one of these days I'll probably time it and see. I'll do it on a standard size field, and then that would kind of give an idea of how long each item takes. And let's see, a friend of mine the other day, we were talking about Farming Simulator and how things had, improved or not improved in the game. And he asked me, he says, do you miss Farming Simulator 19? And I said, I do, but I don't, because I still have the game. I can play it anytime I want. But I tend to like Farming Simulator 22 better, because I think they did a lot of things that they could have done in the base game, that they probably should have done in Farming Simulator 19. So I don't necessarily miss it. I've got it if I want to play it again. But yeah, I don't necessarily miss it, actually. Oh, and before I forget, City Skylines 2 is going to be coming to the channel. I will be sure to let y'all know the date as soon as I know that. Almost forgot about that. But yes, City Skylines 2 is going to be coming to the channel. And I know there's going to be a lot of you out there that are going to be interested in seeing that gameplay. But yes, it is going to be coming to the channel, and I will be letting you know the date just as soon as I know it. And we'll go from there. Probably what I will do, though, is off camera, I will do a playthrough of it so that I can understand its mechanics before I bring it on camera. So there is that. But yes, it is coming to the channel. Backing all the way up. This can't be good. See what he's doing here. Is there a piece I missed? Oh, must be. Oh, okay, he's doing that very edge. All right. All right, so let's do this back edge real quick, shall we? We'll just do this. I don't even think that planted. Yeah, I didn't think so. Yeah, there it goes. Okay. So we'll just do this edge real quick. That way I don't forget about it, because I probably will. Down to the end. Down on the ground, yep. Okay, this should give us the full edge. That way we won't have to do this back edge of the field here. And we'll be able to finish off the rest of the field. Okay. Now, I did think about getting potato. The potato technology, once that does become available to us, and once we have the money and we can afford it. There we go. All right, and we're planning. Okay, there we go. Got one of the edges of the field done that I know I would have forgotten. And trust me, I would have forgotten that one. This part of the field, though, shouldn't really take us all that long. I did that. And if you just saw the audio cut in and out like that, I do apologize. I do not know what causes that. I'll just blame Microsoft because it seems to be who's always causing the bugs in their operating systems. Not a YouTube thing, and it's not anything with my streaming software either, so. That much I know anyway. Not a game bug. So I would be I would be lying if I said that it was, but no, it's not. It's not it's not a bug. It's not a bug caused by the game. It's Microsoft does stuff in their operating systems with their updates without really thinking things through, and it tends to cause all kinds of trouble. So I've had computer repair technicians telling me for a while that usually a lot of the time it's when those things happen, it's really caused by Microsoft. So and it very well could be. So we are going to have a little piece of the field to finish after we get this done. But I don't anticipate it taking us too long to do that. And then we'll get to rolling. But at least we'll have the field, the corn planted. And we'll go from there. So yeah, so what I was thinking about as far as the next Farm Sim series is we're going to build a farm from scratch. We are gonna start with the $0 because I do like that. I do think that would be fair. We're not gonna be allowed to have government subsidy or anything like the government subsidy mod or anything like that. We are gonna start out with a parcel. We're gonna have a tent on that parcel so that we can at least advance through the days. We're going to have, and that's basically it. We'll have maybe we'll have a tractor. And maybe a mower and a trailer. That'll be it. And we'll have to build ourselves up from there to a point where we can get what we need to actually do what we want to do. There probably won't be contracts on the field just because there probably won't be contracts on the map just because it's not going to be a map that's going to have all kinds of fields and NPC players. So there is that, but I don't necessarily anticipate that that's going to be a problem. So yeah, we're gonna do it that way. I don't know that I'm gonna. We might cut down some trees. I will be fair. We might actually do that. You know, I won't say we won't because we might. Trees do actually bring in money, so. But I'm thinking we're going to do that. But it's going to be one of those types of series where we start with basically nothing. We build up a farm. And we build a farm and actually learn the operations of a farm and what a farmer does. And, you know, I figure maybe that'll actually help. Maybe it'll help some people understand farming a little bit and all that good stuff. So yeah, we'll give that a shot and we'll see how that series goes. We'll have our own little twist on it. Okay, this section is almost done. go finish that little piece up real quick. I think it started. Yeah, it did. It would be nice if they could like make the contrast of the textures for the planet texture a little bit easier to see. But it is what it is. We'll make sure to do the edge too, just to be sure. And then we'll get to rolling. We really don't have much to do left on this, so we're gonna be done here in a couple minutes. As far as the planning. It seems like it is getting right to the edge there. It's good. We'll still do the edge just to be sure. So as I was saying, so we will do that with the new Farm Sim series. And I'm kind of looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to maybe giving you guys some ideas as to what farming is really like. I don't know. You know, one of the things I do remember growing up is I had to get up early. Usually you're up between 4 and 5 in the morning and you're out doing your morning chores before breakfast on a farm. And then for me, of course, it was eating breakfast and making sure I didn't miss the bus for school. And after I got home from school rather, it'd be doing my homework and chores, eating dinner, finishing up my evening chores, and then finishing up my homework and going to bed and doing the same thing the next morning. I think it's gonna be that. You know, to be a farmer is a lot of work. To own a farm is a lot of work, and you know, agriculture is the backbone of any economy, or is part of that backbone. It's probably the stronger part of it. Um, Obviously, transportation and logistics for transporting goods is a part of that too. Is a part of that backbone to the economy too. But whether you like it or not, agriculture is a basic necessity of any country's economy. All right, and there we go. So, all right, let's go get our roller real quick. So yeah, I mean, agriculture is just one of those things you have to have, and farming is part of agriculture. It's a big part of it. Here in the United States, you know, you go into the central part of the country, you know, you're going to find these really big fields with all kinds of crops in them, whether it be wheat, barley, you know, all the crops you see in farm sim you're going to find there. Where I live, we grow potatoes up here, blueberries and strawberries and apples and things like that. Corn, there are places here that do actually plant corn. And because I know we're going to need the cedar again. So yeah, of course farms have animals. Where I grew up, there are a lot of, it's mostly dairy farms there, so do have that. All right, so plow and the stone picker are there. Did I put the right roller? This is the roller. Yes, the roller. This. So yeah, there is that, and it can be a lot of work, but one thing I always learned was, as a kid growing up, is that work is a valuable thing. You have the right work ethic, and you have the right, you know, the values, you're going to be fine. And so I learned those values growing up, and it's a really good thing. And there were times I, you know, as a kid, there were times that I probably could have I think I'm stuck. Am I stuck? And then there are times I get myself stuck. No, I'm just kidding. There we go. But yeah, there were times I did things I shouldn't have done as a kid. I'll admit that. But you know, we were all kids at one time, and all did stuff, I'm sure, that when you look back on it, you'd say, geez, that's really stupid. But yeah, you know, there was always that kind of thing, but I will never forget the values and what I was taught and how I was raised. My life was not perfect. Not perfect human being. I was not the perfect child. And again, I wasn't really trying to be. Gonna pull up just a tad more. There we go. Okay, so now we're rolling the field. You know, so this should not take us that long. So yeah, I was not like the perfect kid or anything like that. I don't think anybody is really. But, I learned a lot. I'm thankful for what I've learned. And if I could go back and learn those same things again, I would. Alright, so anyway, that's enough of that. So that's a series that I'm working on for the next Farm Sim series. And, yeah, so with this, with rolling the field, this should not take us all that long to do. So my hope is we'll be able to get this one done before the end of the episode. I don't see any reason why we can't. We will have to do the edges with the roller, which that's okay. I kind of figured we would have to anyway, so keep that in mind, if you will. So, for those who don't know, when you roll, the reason why you roll a field like this is to compact the seeds into the ground to keep them warm and let them grow and whatnot. It also allows to a chance, the ability to get rid of the small stones and to push them back into the ground, which helps the machinery as well. So that's why that's like that. That's why we do it. And once we get the field rolled, we'll be able to go ahead and get it fertilized. And then this field should be set until it's ready to harvest. But I really don't think it will take all that long to get this field rolled, to be honest. I am hoping we'll be able to get it done in this episode, but let's see. Fertilizing it, yeah, that'll get done in one episode. But if for some reason we don't finish it in this episode, I'll just revert the day back and then we'll do it. Finish it in the next episode. And then we'll advance forward. All right. So, yeah. Raining. How do you like that? I do have to say this map does give you a very beautiful view. It's what we call a scenic vista. And basically what that means is it gives you a view of the surrounding area, not just close up, but it Gives you a view. It's like a corridor that gives you a view for a pretty good distance. So this, what you're looking at, would be considered a scenic vista as far as zoning and conservation goes. And yes, when I was younger, not a kid, obviously, as a young adult, I served on the local conservation commission where I lived at the time. So I am familiar with that stuff too. So yeah, there's that. So if you have questions about, how things about wildlife and natural resources, I don't mind answering that from a concept. So that's what conservation commissions do. Their primary goal is to protect wildlife and natural resources and habitats of endangered species. They're there to help the planning boards and the councils, city and town councils, and even at the state and federal level, they're there to help with the protection of endangered species and endangered wildlife, protecting their natural habitats and things like that. All the while making sure that, land development can happen. So if you ever go to your local planning board meeting, at least here in the U.S., and you hear them say and you hear a member of the planning board ask what the Conservation Commission has said about a particular area that's being considered for development by the planning board, you'll often hear them ask that. And the reason why they're asking that is because they often want to know more about the natural habitats and the wildlife on that land. So that's usually within the jurisdiction of a conservation commission. And I know some would probably say, well, wait a minute, isn't a environmental protection agency the same thing? Yes, it is. For example, here in the United States, the federal government has what's called the Environmental Protection Agency, which handles regulating environmental matters. And each state also has an environmental protection agency as well. Where I live, we also have what's called Inland Fisheries and Wildlife, which is responsible for the state parks and the protection of wildlife and hunting and fishing and things like that here in the state. Here where I live anyway, the conservation commissions, depending on what their charters say, charters given through the city or town charter, or a county charter also work with on the legislative side. So they're basically the local version of an environmental protection agency and an inland fisheries and wildlife agency. But at the local level, a conservation commission tends to bridge the gap between legislative and the executive branches, depending on what their charters say. For example, the conservation commission that I was on, that particular town's charter allowed for the conservation commission to review and make recommendations for land use planning and zoning ordinances and things like that. So we basically had a legislative function along with a executive function of reviewing site plans and things like that to protect wildlife and natural resources. So that's what conservation commissions do at the local level. Now, in other towns and jurisdictions, a conservation commission may be more of a executive agency where it just has executive powers, to enforce the law, and that's it. It all depends on the commission's charter. And in some places, in some jurisdictions, the Conservation Commission may actually be a subcommittee of the planning board. Some jurisdictions do that. And I'm sorry for that little notification thing. I keep forgetting to turn that darn thing off. Yeah, I keep forgetting to turn that off. I do apologize. So yeah, so there's a little bit about what conservation commissions do. So now I don't know what they would call them over in Europe or in Asia and other countries. Here we call them conservation commissions in the United States anyway, and they function differently in each jurisdiction, in each state, each county, and each town. So I don't know what the official functions would be for most jurisdictions. I know what the functions were for the jurisdiction where I served, but usually they're made up of citizens, citizens who are registered voters in the town, in the jurisdiction. Some places they're probably elected, where in other places they're appointed and confirmed. Like for me, I was appointed by the mayor of the city, and then I had to be confirmed. My appointment had to be confirmed by the city council. So I wasn't a elected voting member. Even though I was a voting member of the commission, I wasn't elected. I was appointed and confirmed. But some places they're elected. All depends on the jurisdiction. Just like some places the planning board is elected, are elected members. Well, in other places they're appointed. really all depends on where you live. Alright, there's that little entry point to that field. So as you can see, rolling doesn't take as long as seeding does. If we had a bigger seeder, then of course seeding would take less time, but I think I will advance the day back. Just so that we can see. Just so that we can see what we got. We still got a little bit to go in this field. Yeah. So with the cedar, the texture between the seeding and the rolling is different. That's good to know. I like one of the reasons why I do like Farming Simulator 22, and I like it. It's the same reason why I liked Farming Simulator 19, is because it is a peaceful game, relaxing, and I often need that. There are other games I like too, like, you know, obviously Medieval Engineers and Space Engineers. Um, you know, games like that, but I enjoy peaceful games. Very relaxing, and they can be very fun. I like games. I also do like games that have some historical value to them. You know, games that can help you learn at the same time. I do like those kinds of games. I'm not somebody that likes all the violence in games. I think there's too much violence in the world, but um, not necessarily. I'm not like a Call of Duty or type of gamer, if that makes any sense. Once I get on, and one thing one thing I definitely do know I need to deal with. I need to do is I need to get all the DLCs for Euro and American Truck Simulator and get a steering wheel for that. That way we can play that on the channel. I like American and Euro Truck Simulator. I think those are two good games. Yeah, we're getting close to the halfway point of this field. That's good. You remember, there's a point that I call the halfway point for this field. I don't know if Excuse me, I don't know if the game considers it the halfway point. I do. And I'd like to see us get the field completely rolled in this episode. We're able to. Should be able to, though. We will see. Yeah, we'll have to get this back edge too. I think we're gonna have to do the edges anyway, so worry about that. Got about 20 minutes, 25 minutes left, so see where we get. Maybe we'll get the field done. We're at our halfway point. See how it navigates this. So it's going to back up and again, sorry for the audio cutting in and out. Don't really know why that happens. My audio drivers are up to date, so we'll blame Microsoft as normal. And there are actually a few content creators I've seen that are having that problem, so I don't know that it's anything necessarily with my machine, my gaming rig. I do know it happened. I do have customers that from my computer repair business. I do have customers that actually tell me that it cuts in and out on them, even on Intel processors. So, I don't necessarily think it's the processor. I think it's something. I think Microsoft has introduced a bug and doesn't realize that they've done this. Um, and that just goes to show that their quality assurance process is broken. So I know it happens with drivers that are running on that where the audio cards are running on Intel and AMD, and it may just be the integrated graph. It may be the integrated audio. If you were to use non-integrated audio and you were to actually put a sound card in on your board, that actually might work. But nowadays, most audio is integrated into the board. And that may be the problem right there. Maybe audio is one of those things that really shouldn't be integrated in. But they usually do it that way. It's what helps keep lower end PCs cheaper. That might be what it is right there. Is it might actually be the boards, the integration into the boards. Anyway, that's just my thinking. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's accurate or anything like that. That's just my guess. It's based on the information I have. And if you are somebody that actually has fixed computers and you have experience in that and you have thoughts, I'd be curious to hear yours too. Who knows? Maybe your thoughts are better than mine on the idea, on the subject of the audio cutting in and out. And I'm pretty sure it's not the games because it does it even when I'm not playing a game. So it does happen. So I'm pretty sure it's not the games. I can pull them out. Trying to think how a script can keep implements like that from turning to back up when do it self. They always turn pretty quick. Do not know how that works. Scripted AI, I guess. So anyway. We have about 20 minutes left in the episode. So I'm thinking might actually be able to get it done. So let's keep going. Let's see. If we're really close, maybe we'll go over a few minutes just so that we can finish up the rolling today, and then we'll fertilize next week. But let's continue on here, shall we? And we'll see. Maybe we'll, because I'm thinking we're going to be able to get the rolling done today. Must be simulating a hill there. Yeah, we're going to have to do this edge too, but we already knew. That we already knew. You gotta remember to do maintenance on the tractor too. So we'll have to remember to do that in the next episode as well. It is one thing, on a farm you do have to keep your equipment well maintained, and when you're not out planning and or any of that stuff, and you're taking care of the animals, that's usually what the rest of the time is spent doing, is maintaining your vehicles and buildings, doing accounting, doing the accounting stuff or taxes. Maybe you're running errands, going in town and getting more supplies that you're gonna need, things like that. It's basically what farmers do. That's the life they live, and it can be very rewarding, believe me. I think for me, as a kid working on a farm, I think that the most rewarding thing for me, I think, was always being able to feel like I've accomplished something that day. For me, I think that was the key. And I like feeling like I can accomplish something every day. Gets me all happy, and it's a wonderful feeling to know you've accomplished something each and every day, and that's what farmers have. They don't get upset over that. They actually are happy to have achieved something good each day. Okay, this is going to be one of those. I kind of swore we got that already. Yeah, we did. I think it's a miscalculation. I'm just going to go ahead and we'll do this. I think that's just a miscalculation. We'll roll the edges real quick, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll come over here and we'll get this section finished. Yeah, I missed a piece. We'll get it in a second. Okay, so because so because so because I know we missed a little piece up here, we'll go back up this way. See? There we go. Now we know we've got that. Now what we'll do is we'll circle around here. We'll field real quick. Around like this. Lower the roll arm. Do this. Up here. So as you might be figuring out, I'm just doing this manually. Try to get it done. Because I think we can have this field done. No reason why we can't at this point. Because as you can see, actually getting it rolled pretty at a decent clip. What we'll do is we'll finish this section and we'll go get that back edge. And that'll take care of that. Hey. Go up around the potato field, now that we got this done. We'll come right back around to that back edge, and we will get that done. Okay, let's get ourselves all situated here, shall we? Lower this down. There. We've got our field rolled. So the next thing for the cornfield is fertilization. We will do that in next episode, obviously. Quickly clean off our tractor. Got to make sure to do maintenance on it. Roller. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. We got a lot of work done. We got the cornfield planted. We've got it rolled. Just got to throw some fertilizer down on it, which we'll do next week in our next episode. But if you enjoyed today's episode, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Hit the bell notification icon to turn on your notifications so you'll know when the next video uploads. And please be sure to leave your comments, your ideas, your suggestions, your feedback in the video comments. I enjoy reading your comments and responding to you guys. And be sure to share the link to the channel with your family, your friends, your significant other, your partner, your pet, your pet dog, your pet kitty cat, your pet fish, pet bird, your neighbor, whoever it may be. Share the link to the channel with them. It does help the channel. And I will see you guys in the next episode of A Carpathian Farm. And I do hope you have a safe and wonderful day and enjoy the rest of your week. And I will see you in the next episode of A Carpathian Farm here on the new Galaxy Gamers channel. Happy gaming.